Um, what about the fact that you mentioned India, but countries that are developing and lifting themselves out of poverty, like India and China, um, as they go through the process of development, they tend to pollute more and contribute more to climate change. Um, you've spoken of how the Republican Party has blocked action in the U.S., but do we in the West really have the authority, morally or politically, to tell developing countries not to use cheap fossil fuels to improve their standard of living?
We have the moral responsibility and the capacity to assist them in getting off fossil fuels. One of the elements of the COP negotiations since Paris is to fund developing countries to help them move towards renewable energy. That's what the US, meaning the Republican Party, systematically blocks. Once again, a couple of weeks ago in Madrid. So we have, and this can be done on large scale and small scale. So take India. India is becoming so hot over the summer that it's barely livable. And people, if they can afford it, are trying to get air conditioners. Well, it's a poor country. So they're getting cheap air conditioners, which are highly polluting. But how much would it cost the West to provide India with up-to-date non-polluting air conditioners? I mean, it wouldn't even be statistical error in the budget, but we can't do it. Now, the fact of the matter is that these countries are taking steps. India is, in fact, taking some steps, significant steps, to move towards renewable energy. And China's doing more than anyone. They're still the largest polluter, but they're taking steps beyond any other country to try to overcome this. China produces more electric cars than I think the rest of the world combined. It's way in the lead in developing sophisticated, mass-produced solar energy and wind turbines. And interestingly, the United States, which is the major danger to the world, is trying to impede Chinese development. One of the charges against China, a lot of charges against China, but one of them is that they have an industrial policy program, which among other things is moving very ambitiously to deal with the threat of climate change. We've got to intervene to stop that because that allegedly violates our sacred free trade principles, which of course we violate all the time. The reason you and I are able to do what we're doing now is because of US industrial policy in the 50s and since, which developed the technology for the high-tech economy through massive state intervention all the way through. And this story goes way back in history. But we have to impede Chinese industrial development. That's very important, including their leadership in renewable energy and their efforts to try to expand it. I mean, somebody looking at this from outer space would think that this species is just insane.